Ayo, culture heads, what's going on? We're back for another session of Culture News today. Today is January 2nd, so the new year is just still kicking off. People are still like popping bottles and stuff like that. So shout out to all of y'all. But more importantly, there's a lot of crazy things happening in the world when it comes to like culture news. AnthemCulture.com, all day, every day is news stories with music, art, food, fashion, architecture, literature. What am I missing? It's a lot of different stuff. I don't know. I can't think of it right now, but it's news stories from literally all over the world, every single country. Like, people actually find it like amazing how I find like different stories from like literally all over the world, even like the smallest countries you would never expect to find news about. But I get sources literally from all around the world incoming into my news feed and stuff like that. So I literally see it all. So it's really cool just to like flip through a lot of that just to check out what's going on, even if it's like halfway around the world or even just in your neighborhood. So actually we do have a story about that too, so I'll get into that a little bit later. But it's a lot of big things happening. Trying to figure out if I'm going to the studio this weekend actually to lay down a really dope single. People have started responding to like the Culture in Peru album. So let me know some feedback on that if you guys have any. Let me know your favorite songs, everything like that. And still creating. Tomorrow's the 3rd. I actually should I might put out a new song tomorrow. We'll see what's going on, but that might be going on. So I'm looking forward to that. But today really seemed like the first day. A lot of people were like really in full swing. So like I've been talking to like a couple potential clients. Some clients I've already been working with on a couple projects, been getting a lot of work done. I was doing a lot of work earlier and actually like ran around still doing like a little bit of like Christmas shopping for some family friends, so always got to keep the holiday spirit going no matter what time of day it is. So but for now we already have news stories up for the day. It's a little late podcast, so I'm gonna jump right into it and we could check out what's going on. Actually out in Nepal. I actually wrote an article about Nepal, so I know a little bit about it. I had to write about the tallest mountain out that way. That is crazy. Like, the name actually slipped my mind. Mount Everest, that's what it is. Mount Everest. I had to write about Mount Everest, so I did a little research on Nepal, which is actually like a really cool place. But they have like a really huge Hindu population. Actually, I think it's like over 80% of the population is Hindu, and another 9-10% is Buddhist, and the rest is miscellaneous, a mix of a lot of other religions. But so the Hindus out in Nepal, they celebrated their Swastani festival, which is a festival where they actually bathe in like the sacred rivers just to wash away their sins and prayers and for prosperity. So it comes at a great time at the beginning of the year, the top of the year, just to get rid of all of the old stuff, bring in the new stuff. So it's actually like people dress differently. Like, the women have to wear red. The men actually come and like roll around on the ground just to dirty themselves before jumping into the river. So actually you could check out some of the pictures as well on AnthemCulture.com just to see like what exactly happens there. So this is a huge festival. People from like all around the country come out just to participate in it. They say they're expecting over 2 million people to come and bathe here during the festival period. So it's pretty insane when you think about it. So you can read more about that on AnthemCulture.com. So as I mentioned, things might be happening like literally right next to you. So it's actually really cool. I mean, just because we all know that the U.S. is a melting pot. So actually they have like a large Polish community out in what they call New Britain, which is in the area surrounding like Connecticut. So out in this place, they actually want to celebrate the Polish culture, the heritage, the music, food, all of that good stuff. So they've been holding like they call it the Little Poland Festival since 2011. So this year it's going to be held in April 29th. So it's still some time before that. So they just now started putting together a lot of informational settings, planning committees coming together and trying to figure out, okay, what companies are we going to involve with it, vendors, get the schools, the community, volunteers, entertainers, all of that good stuff involved into the festival. So they actually want to get feedback as well from like the prior festivals, from people who attended. So just to really increase the attendance, increase the entertainment value of it, and really continue and push it on for another 20-30 years. So shout out to those of you out in New Britain that's going to the Little Poland Festival, and I hope you guys have a great time, and you'll definitely see a lot more news about that if you want to follow along on that story, just because they're just now getting into the developments for it. So as many as 20,000 people go out to it, so it's pretty major. So make sure you read more about that on anthemculture.com. Out in Africa, Zimbabwe is actually like a really cool place when it comes to fashion. So one of the people that's making like major segues with the fashion and actually pushing fashion forward, her name is Nyankanshe Malunga. Something like that, but it's an interesting spelling, like when you actually like read it. I'm looking at it right now, and that was my first time trying to say it out loud. I probably should have practiced it, but like I said, we're gonna keep it all the way raw. So yeah, make sure you read it on anthemculture.com. Even more reason to go check it out. But she actually wants to move fashion forward by really bringing back a lot of things that they did originally that preserved the environment, whether it came from the various materials that they used, the fabrics, and even the dyes that they used in the various clothing. So that's incorporated into a lot of her designs. So she's really knowledgeable when it comes to all of the old things that they did and where they got these like different dyes and fibers and stuff like that from around the country. So really grassroots, building up her brand, and actually that's what's making it popular now. So one of her like future goals and overall like big picture goals is to like really expand this, and even just to help spread the awareness about the damage that sometimes like working with fashion does to the environment, and the different benefits that come along with going back to like traditional ways of making the clothing. And even just her designs are actually like really modern looking, so it's like a blend of cultures, a blend of time. So that's really cool. So you can check out pictures and more information on that, and even support her cause right on anthemculture.com. Out in Qatar, they have like really like unique sports out that way, and one of the sports that they're actually doing in order just to further like branch out when it comes to the culture and really like showcase a lot of the traditional culture out in Qatari is the Qatari culture is the International Falcons and Hunting Festival, which is like really cool. I've actually seen videos of this in the past, and so this is strictly just the article though, but I'm sure you could like YouTube it, check it out someplace online as well. But they essentially like have all of these like these falcons trained to hit specific targets. So it's really cool the fact that they set various targets and have the birds fly, hit the targets and actually return, so they actually time them. That's the whole basis behind the sport. So I'm sure it's like a lot more rules, really more technical than that, and it takes like a lot of practice. Like I'm curious to wonder like how do you actually like train a falcon to like go hit a target, come back, and even just the speed of it. So that's really cool. So they actually had the 9th annual version of this festival happen, and so it's a whole festival and a competition that runs multiple days. So they just finished up one of the segments of it, which held a total of 55 participants. So that's a lot of birds flying if you ask me. But they fly really fast, so I wonder how long the festival lasted that whole day. But apparently they say like they have to wait on like when the days are like really clear outside, just so that the falcons can actually see the targets. But they said like a lot of the birds performed really well, and even like set some new records. So make sure you read more about that on anthemculture.com. Check out some of the videos about it if you want to know about it, right on Anthem Culture. So shout out to everybody involved in that out of Qatar. And moving on to Oman, which is actually around the same area in the Middle East. So out in Oman, they're actually working on building the largest botanic garden. So actually they just put out the pictures of this botanic garden that's been in development over the past couple years. But yeah, it's gonna house like so much greenery out this way. And typically when I think of the Middle East, it's a lot of sand out that way. So this is gonna be a huge change in a huge environment ecosystem that they're building up. So actually, one of the architectural pieces that they're doing in this is designed by Bob Coxedge, which is actually like a really cool like canopy that's made for us, really, all of the visitors that's going to go to it, for shade essentially. But just the shape of it is actually like designed so that it matches along with the way that the sun goes around the world and would be hitting it at different points of the year to ensure like maximum shade. Like, it's actually really scientific when you actually read into it. But even just the design of it looks really cool. So it's a really dope piece when you check it out. So all of that's being developed now. So it's going to be the largest botanic garden. You got this amazing architecture. So I can imagine it's going to be like one of a major attraction out in Oman. So you can read more about that on anthemculture.com. And let me know your thoughts on that piece. I think it looks really cool. So yeah, check it out. But yeah, it's been a busy day actually, like as far as like trying to figure out like the next move. So I got a couple of major announcements when it comes with Anthem Culture for coming towards the end of this month. So I'm pretty excited to see what we have in store, take you guys along the road. Like I mentioned, I'm working on this Day in the Life series, so I'm trying to figure out exactly like what I'm gonna shoot out this way. So like I'm recording right now just to give you guys a visual of what's going on behind the scenes when it comes to the podcast. I'm currently home in Detroit right now in our office downstairs, so it's real cool. It's a globe in the back, so I used to take that to like kindergarten and like show it off and like tell people about various places in the world. So it's kind of crazy just to think now I actually do that, as far as like just talk about the world, look at culture news all day, every day, and just make music, design fashion, look at artwork and stuff like that, attend various culture events. So it's pretty dope, and just getting the chance to actually now starting to see the world. So it comes full circle. So shout out to everybody that's been following along the Anthem Culture journey, man. It's been a lot, and I feel like I say that all the time. A big thank you to everybody, just because it's like, me, I feel like I just enjoy creating. So people that enjoy like the creative process and essentially get something out of it, it's really cool just to see like the impact that you start to have. That's one of the biggest things. So it's really dope. So tell all your friends, and make sure you continue to check us out on social media. Facebook, Twitter are the main things right now. Working on putting together like the Instagram pages, so be on the lookout for that. A lot more pics. So I'm pretty excited. It's a lot more to come. So yeah, without further ado, check out anthemculture.com. Hope you enjoy everything, all the content that's on there. Shout out to all the culture heads. Appreciate culture.